John Holder for DIYPhotography.net. We're here at IBC 2022. I'm here with Luke at the Nanlux stand, and we're going to talk about the new Evoke 1200B.
DIY Photography's coverage of IBC 2022 is sponsored by Sennheiser, the future of audio; Sachtler, producer of professional tripods; and B&H, the professional source.
So Luke, tell us about this monster, the 12, because it's huge. Tell us about the 1200B.
So the 1200B is proudly the world's first BI-color COB light without any loss of power. So if you're comparing it to a traditional 5,600 watt kind of spotlight, this is in comparison power-wise. Now, traditionally with BI-color stuff, you tend to lose up to 40%. We've now removed that, so there's no longer a compromise when you make a decision. Do I shoot with daylights or do I use a BI-color fixture? So we're really proud of that, and this will now be kind of like one of our flagship lights in the Nanlux range, which is our more professional end of the spectrum for the brand.
So what kind of productions do you see this being used on?
So this will be on, full-scale productions such as feature films. Could also be used in broadcast. When we're talking about a light like this, we're either lighting a huge amount of space, or we're shooting on like camera parameters where we need an abundance of available light. So this is more of that top-end scale. I think in terms of like the spectrum it covers, it's kind of that prosumer all the way through to top-end production level.
Now, you said it in the BI-color technology, it keeps constant power throughout the white balance range. Could you tell us a bit more about that and how it does it?
Yeah, correct. So effectively we're kind of running two systems inside one. So you've got one system at the lower end, so the 2700 spectrum, one system at the higher end. Normally, traditionally, as you shift between those spectrums, there's a middle point that dips off. We've been able to counteract that by kind of making some improvements to the energy, like the energy engine within the system. So there's no drop off throughout that, and you get the consistent output. So it's a unique technology to us, and it kind of gives us the ability to, like I say, like no longer compromise in terms of that decision over it. Are you going to use a daylight or are you going to use a BI-color fixture?
Brilliant. So what kind of power options with this? Is it all AC or is there portable power options? Or?
So it's all AC, so it runs through an AC system. You can also have DC systems through battery locks on the side, but with obviously it's all about the wattage draw, so you have to be conscious. Like you're using a huge amount of watts, so in terms of the power, you are looking at that upper end power. You're not going to be able to just throw on your 14.8 V-locks and get it up and running, because it needs a huge amount of draw.
Pure sine wave generators.
Yeah, correct.
And what about remote control solutions for this? Because Nanlux got an app for the smaller lights. Is that compatible with the big lights as well?
Correct. So when you look at our brands, we basically have Nangguang as our parent brand, we have Nanlux, we have Nanlite, and then sat in the middle we have Nanlink. So Nanlink works seamlessly between Nanlite and Nanlux, so that will work on this fixture as well. And also what we have is Lumen radio, we also have DMX, radio frequency, so 2.4, and Bluetooth. So in terms of protocols for connecting, it has everything you'd come to expect, exactly the same as the original Evoke, so you're not going to be at a loss in terms of like trying to control it on and off of set.
Right, and then you get all the traditional stuff as well, like DMX and...
Correct, yeah, all of that in there plumbed in as well. So all the controls you've come accustomed to.
So obviously this is a pretty beefy light. What kind of weight are we talking for something like this?
So this comes in at 7.7 kilos, which is exactly the same as the first Evoke. Now, putting that into perspective, if you was looking at like a 1.8 HMI or something along those lines, this is 70% of that weight. So already it's a lot lighter than the traditional lights that can do this on set. And that's just having the integration of LED. We're able to make stuff lighter and more versatile. Some of the other things we've done on the design is we've redesigned the yoke, so there's now a 15-degree bend on the yoke system. And what that allows us to do is, with some of the larger modifiers, we can tilt them down at a more convenient angle without putting pressure on the modifier or on the yoke itself. So a slight redesign there. And also with our Fresnel, we've redesigned that. So in the first version, first rendition, the fixture was in the centre of the lens. We've now moved to a traditional kind of yoke system, and that again gives us better leverage and better angling and mounting. So it just makes it more usable on sets, more traditional to the stuff that people are accustomed to use over the years.
So I can see on this we've got an external ballast. What kind of weight does that come in at?
So the external ballast weighs just over 10 kilos. And yeah, it might sound like a lot, but normally with your ballast you're mounting those onto junior stands, or they're well rigged up to take that weight. So and also the weight it's pretty good, because if you are floor mounting it, either sat upright or stood upright, it's going to be secure enough not to be knocked over and stuff along those lines.
Yeah, plus you got the benefit of helping to lower the centre of gravity. Correct. So it's less likely to tip over.
Exactly. And along with that as well, in terms of the power pack, the first edition of the clamp we had was probably a little bit clunky, so we've redesigned that. So we now have a super clamp system, so that just basically allows you to take the ballast off the stand off a lot faster, so moving it on and moving it off. So when you're talking about rigging and de-rigging, that process is made a lot more seamless.
Brilliant, brilliant. And are these available now?
So not available just yet, so we're announcing them today at IBC, so
Right.
middle of September, or sort of early September. They will be available by the end of October, so we're hoping to have them out there as soon as possible. We've already seeded a few of them out there to a few influential people, so you'll start to see reviews coming in, and so far the feedback is they do what they say on the tin.
Brilliant. And is there a price available for these yet?
So in terms of the US price, I'm kind of going on at the moment,
Yep.
is so 3895. So 3895.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Well, when you compare to some other fixtures, such as like an M18 with accessories and stuff, this is a fraction of the price. And then what we're doing as well is with the original Evoke, we're dropping that price down to 3,200 basically.
Right.
So we're making a slight drop in that because we know we now have an alternative product to it in the market.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
No worries, I appreciate you stopping by.
No,
Cheers.
no problem. I'm John Alden for DIYPhotography.net. We're going to keep walking around the show. If you want to keep up to date with what we're publishing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to check the link in the description where we're giving away over $12,000 worth of cinema gear. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.